this last year because you moved guys around. Billy was Turner's playing guard and all that. But you found him to be pretty much at home at right tackle. Did you feel that way after this game against the Saints?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he handled himself like I expected out there. He did a good job.
I know Cam George is one of the better ones in the league, but what did Dennis Allen do to get him free?
The only time I remember him hitting the quarterback was when he went inside as a 3 technique. Yeah, so that's what he did.
So how did you think that your young guys did on Sunday as far as a jumping off point? Because I'm assuming that wherever they start, you expect them to try
and I thought they handled themselves well. We had a couple bad plays that we got to fix. So we're just going to keep moving forward from where we're at right now. But there wasn't any too big for the moment or anything like that. I thought they went out and competed and, did a good job.
So specifically with Josh, kind of what did you see, the good and the Aaron seemed really happy with him? I mean, were you happy too?
No, he got us on the right calls and all that stuff. He handled pretty solid defense. I thought he did a really nice job from an operation standpoint, and then obviously, overall blocking. There's a few technique things we got to just keep cleaning up and keep working on, but for those two guys, Royce and Josh, I think it was a good start, and we just got to keep improving from there.
I know you don't want to go in with preconceived notions, but you go from a guy who was the best center in the game, right? That's how he was voted first team All-Pro, to a rookie. Operationally, forget about the fundamental stuff for a second. How hard is that job to do, especially when you only did it in practice with Rodgers versus?
I mean, so many scenarios and just things that come up during games and things that only happen, like play clocks running down, play gets in late, all those things that it's hard to simulate in practice, crowd noise, all that stuff where, it's just a feel for the quarterback and the center being on the same page, getting the ball at the right time, making the right calls, all that stuff. So I thought it was a good start, and I thought he handled himself pretty well. So, I'm just excited for what he's going to become. I think he's going to do a good job.
Adam, so what can you tell from, 5 carries in the first half?
Yeah.
You guys got, and then...
Can't really tell anything from that, to be honest. Yeah, nothing. We didn't even execute our game plan, so that's the bottom line.
What's the challenge this week? It's obviously some schematic changes.
It's a challenge. You got the North opponent. Detroit's always a tough opponent to play. They play physical. They play hard. They pose their challenges. Not a lot of film out there for their defensive coordinator and their scheme and all that stuff. So it's just basically the challenge is going to be us doing our job, and I think that's what we all in the O-line room are just going to focus on us and what we can control, and that's just being physical and playing with good fundamentals.
Steno, I know everybody thinks the world of Elton, right?
Yeah.
But you're still without David Bakhtiari, and yet the vibe around here, it was amazing to me. Like, there was no worry. Like, 5-time All-Pro, not available. Okay, here we go. Like, is that just a testament to Elton? And did he, it looked to me, in addition to his tackling work, he looked pretty like he lived up to everything we kind of expected.
Yeah, in protection, I thought Elton had a pretty good day. As far as a whole with the O-line, I think we just need to do better in the run game. But no, he handled himself just like I expected. He's an excellent athlete, very football sound, very intelligent, prideful guy that any role you ask him, he's a great team guy, and he's just going to do whatever he can to get it done. So you're always a little bit nervous, but I think he handled himself great out there, and that was good to see.
I'm sorry. Do you feel like if you continue to get these two safety looks, that you guys can just pound the ball, be a running team if you have to get it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to. You definitely, we always talk about taking what the defense gives you, and if they're going to give us it, we got to take it. So I thought it's one thing that was unfortunate in the game plan. We just never got an opportunity to pound the ball or do any of that stuff because we just didn't execute at the beginning of the game and got down fast. So we're just going to keep working on that stuff and again taking what the defense gives us.
Were some of those Dillon runs, though, a little bit encouraging?
What's that?
Were some of those Dillon runs
Yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah, I thought AJ ran the ball really hard. He did a good job. That's his style. He's a downhill guy. Get him the ball, he's going to put his foot in the ground, and he's going to fall forward, usually for a pretty decent gain because he's a big dude. So, he did a good job, I thought.
And with limited snaps and it's the middle of the third quarter, you're trying to flip this thing around. All right, what was that like? Either the information you're getting from up top, which you can see from the field, or you're talking to your veterans about what they're seeing out there. Tell us how you're trying to pick that lock.
Yeah, all we're worried about, when you're down big like that, and I always tell the O-line and all the other guys, just worry about getting one touchdown. Don't worry about winning the game on one play or anything like that. Just focus on the drive ahead of you. Worry about taking that ball down and scoring. And then we'll see what happens after that. But you can't, even in a game, you just can't get too far ahead of yourself. Oh, look at the scoreboard. You can't let that stuff affect you. And, that was the unfortunate thing. We had some momentum, and then it got stopped when we got down in the red zone. And we just never recovered from that, it seemed like. So that's one thing we just got to keep working on is just being focused in the moment, one play at a time, one drive at a time, and seeing where that takes us.
If Lucas can't go, and if you play Runyon, what do you think of John's training camp and preseason?
Well, right now, Runyon or Hansen, I thought they both battled, and it was good to see them get a lot of action in the preseason. So right now it's just those two guys, and if Lucas isn't able to go, we'll go with the best available right there.
Yeah, and what did you see from Jake coming back? This year I know they talked about some of the injury stuff last year, but how did he look to you in year two?
He looked a lot better. You could tell he was more comfortable with the offense and what we were asking him to do. He had hip surgery, and so he just looked like he was moving better from his hip surgery. He looked more fluid. His change of direction was better. He could get low, get under defenders, and he just had more explosiveness. So that was really cool to see, because he was the guy we thought we were getting when we drafted him.
When did you start to notice that difference
In OTAs, like in the practices, even without pads, it was kind of half speed and all that stuff, and I was like, Jake looks different, moving around and all that stuff, and then you're like, all right, well, we'll see if he does it when we start practicing for real, and he did, and he's done a great job.
Hey, Steno, going back to the question about the two high safeties, obviously quarterbacks and wide receivers don't want to see that, but since you were a player here, you guys linemen have spent a lot of time going backwards, protecting quarterbacks, right?
Yes.
Is that something that your guys kind of very excited that teams
are
going to play
very
this
much
way?
so, yeah. I think anytime you can start calling some runs as an O-lineman and be very proactive, that's always something you really want to do. So, yeah, O-linemen, tight ends, running backs, we all get pretty excited when that happens.
We've all asked Matt and Aaron this today about, you guys haven't lost back-to-back games since Matt got here. You've obviously known him for a while. Is there any secret to that, or maybe is the secret that nothing changes after you lose? What do you kind of think there?
I think it's just our process. We trust our process. We just got to make sure when we go out there, we execute what we plan. And I think biggest thing is just not panicking, just hunkering down and doing your job. And we got a really good group, really good guys, good character guys that work hard. So I'm excited about that.
All right. Sarah, we can take one from Zoom, please.
Yep, Noah Vanderbilt. Hey, Coach. I know you talked about Josh a little bit already, but there was a moment in training camp when Rogers challenged Josh because there was a miscommunication there, and he said he needed to play more like a veteran and not like a rookie. How has he responded to that, and how has he kind of adjusted to the pressure of being pushed to a starter role as a rookie?
So far, I think he's adjusted pretty well. You know, it's anything that that he screwed up or you know messed up on the first time. He's the kind of kid that takes a lot of pride in fixing his mistakes and stuff like that, and he's done a pretty solid job at that. So I think anytime a guy like Aaron Rodgers can challenge you and you can, you know, step up and answer that earns respect for your entire team and coaching staff too. So I think I was encouraged by that with Josh.